Hello everyone. So in this session, I'm going to analyze the CBSE Class 12 Political Science paper, which happened today only. And the set which I'm going to analyze is set 3 of Delhi NCR region. So these are the general instruction related to section A, B, C, D, E. So now moving forward with the section A, that is the MCQ based section from question number 1 to question number 12. Question number 1. Choose the name of the Prime Minister who led the National Front government in 1989. Option given are option number A Chandrasekhar, option number B VP Singh, option number C PV Narasimha Rao, option number D HD Devi Gowda. So the correct answer for this question is option number B VP Singh. It was VP Singh who led the National Front government in 1989. So VP Singh led the National Front coalition after the 1989 election. Question number 2. On which date was the Constitution of India adopted? So this question specifically asking about the adoption of Constitution of India. Options are given. The correct answer for this question is option number B, 26 November 1949. So it was the Constitution was adopted by the Constituent Assembly on 26 November 1949. Then it was enforced later on 26 January 1950, which we famously celebrate as our Republic Day, the coming up of our Constitution, okay, the implementation of our Constitution, but the adoption date is 26 November 1949. Next question, question number 3. Who among the following Prime Minister radically changed the direction of the Indian economy? So the correct answer for this question is option number D, PV Narasimha Rao. It was under the leadership of PV Narasimha Rao that there was a radical transformation of Indian economy. So PV Narasimha Rao initiated economic liberalization, the famous LPG reform, liberalization, privatization, globalization in 1991, shifting from a planned economy. Next question, question number 4. On the basis of which language was Andhra Pradesh formed? The correct answer for this question is option number A, Telugu. So it was formed in 1953 via State Reorganization Act. So Telugu was the language on the basis of which Andhra Pradesh as a state was being formed. Next question, question number 5. Which one of the following has hosted the world's largest number of displaced people? The correct answer for this question is option number D, Asia and Pacific. So this region, basically, when we are talking about the Asia and Pacific region, it is hosting million displaced people who got impacted by the conflict. Example of regions are also given, such as Afghanistan, Myanmar, because of other reasons also. This specific region, Asia and Pacific, it is considered to be the world largest number of it is considered to be the region which is hosting world largest number of displaced people. Now, next question, question number 6. Now, this is statement based question. Statement 1 is given, statement 2 is given. Statement 1 is saying United Nations was established in 1945. Statement 2 is saying United Nations was founded as a successor to the League of Nations. Both of these statements are correct. United Nations was indeed founded in 1945, and specifically it was considered to be as the successor of League of Nations. So the correct answer for this question is option number A. Both statement 1 and statement 2 are true. So UN founded in 1945 as a successor to the League of Nations. Next question, question number 7. Now this is assertion reasoning based question. Two statements are given. Assertion statement: the first challenge was after getting independence was to keep India united. The reason statement: India's Deputy Prime Minister and the Home Minister, first Deputy Prime Minister and the Home Minister Sardar Patel, played an important role in the unification of India. So for this question, the correct answer is option number A. Both the statements are correct, and reason is the correct explanation of the assertion statement. So the correct answer for this question is option number A. So both assertion and the reason are true, and the reason is the correct explanation of assertion statement. The first Deputy Prime Minister of India, famously also known as Iron Man of India, Sardar Patel, he integrated princely state and addressed the challenges which is being posed at the time of independence. Now, next question, in the context of unity, basically. Now, next question, question number 8. Which one among the following is not an example of arms control? Example options are given. When it comes to option number C, that is the correct answer. Military alliance is not an example of arms control. Other, option number A, option number B, option number D, these are the example of arms control. So ABM, anti-ballistic missile treaty, SALT II, START. So these all basically, when we are talking about the treaties, it is regulating the arms control. Military alliance such as NATO, prior to that Warsaw Pact was also existing. It is not an example of arms control. It is rather military alliances. So the correct answer for this question is option number C, military alliance. Next question, question number 9. Which of the following is not considered as an agency of UNO, United Nations Organization? So the correct answer for this question is option number D, World Trade Organization. WTO is not considered to be as an agency of United Nations. The other given option, WHO, UNESCO, UNHCR, these are the United Nations agencies. WTO is independent, considered to be an independent organization, successor to the GATT, General Agreement on Trade and Tariffs. So the correct answer for this question is option number D, World Trade Organization. Next question, question number 10. Arrange the following event in a chronological order. So we have to arrange the following event in a chronological order. Options are given. Point number 1, Mikhail Gorbachev became General Secretary of the Communist Party. Now, this event happened in 1985. Okay. Socialist revolution in Russia, famously under the leadership of Vladimir Lenin, also famously known as the Bolshevik Revolution. So it happened in 1917. The Berlin Wall was broken by the people. Again, very important event of the Cold War politics. Later on, in 1991, very beginning of the 90s era, disintegration of the USSR also happened, and Berlin Wall was broken by the people, 1989. So the correct answer for this question, now we have to arrange these in a chronological order. If you can pay attention to the options. See, first thing happened is socialist revolution in Russia in 1917. So there is only one option which is starting with point number 2. So you don't have to pay attention to other options. You can directly mark A as a correct answer. So that this is how you can eliminate also. If you are not aware about other options, if you are only aware about point number 2, even then you could have come up with the answer. So the correct answer for this question is option number A. Socialist Revolution 1917, Gorbachev became the General Secretary of Communist Party in 1985, Berlin Wall, the breaking away of Berlin Wall 1989, and finally USSR disintegration process 1991. So the correct answer for this question is option number A. Next question, question number 11. Choose the group of 3 republic of the USSR, which declared, erstwhile USSR basically, which declared that the Soviet Union was disbanded. So among the given option, the correct option for this question is option number C. Russia, Ukraine, and Belarus, these were the 3 countries, which, because these were the 3 major economies, major countries of the erstwhile Soviet Union, USSR. So they collectively declared that Soviet Union was disbanded. And they also founded CIS, Commonwealth of Independent States. So Russia, Ukraine, Belarus in 1991, they collectively declared that the Soviet Union was disbanded or disintegrated. Now, one more question from section A, MCQ based question, final question, MCQ based, question number 12. Then we'll move forward to the section B. Which one of the following statement is not true about the Bharatiya Janasangh? So among the given option, the correct answer for this question is option number D. It advocated limited cooperation with the Congress. No, Bharatiya Janasangh never did that. So the correct answer for this question is option number D. Rest 3 option number A, when it comes to reunion of India and Pakistan, yes, Bharatiya Janasangh always promoted that. They also talked about Akhand Bharat. Then Hindi should be the official language of India. Bharatiya Janasangh promoted that also. And Bharatiya Janasangh advocated the usage of nuclear weapon also. But Bharatiya Janasangh never advocated the limited cooperation with the Congress. So the correct answer for this question is option number D, because the question is asking about not true. So please pay attention to this also. So the correct answer is option number D. Now, moving forward to the next section, section B. So question number 13. Explain any 2 reasons for the dominance of the Congress party in the first 3 general elections. So we have to talk about, the question is asking about the 2. We have to only explain 2 reasons why Congress party was dominating in the first 3 general elections. So when we are talking about the two reasons, majorly, because its role in the independence movement. In the independence movement, Congress played a very important role. Okay, it was the major political party. It was the because it played a very important role, so the popularity remained even after independence. Next question is the broad social coalition, because in the Congress party, there were leaders who were belonging to different ideologies. They were belonging to different caste, different class, different ideologies. So that is why it was a rainbow type coalition. In totality, it ensured electoral success of Congress in 1952, in 1957, and 1962 general election. So now next question, question number 14. Explain the role of Panchsheel Agreement in building the relationship between India and China. Very important agreement, Panchsheel Agreement. So when we are talking about Panchsheel Agreement, because of Panchsheel Agreement, it established peaceful coexistence between both the countries, India and China. So there were certain 5 principles which were being decided, including non-interference, mutual respect to each other. It also strengthened diplomatic ties, though when we are talking about at the later period, later time in 1962, conflict happened between India and China, 1962. But still, when we are talking about Panchsheel Agreement, at that point of time when it was being signed between Jawaharlal Nehru and Zhou Enlai, who was the premier of the China at that point of time, then it strengthened the diplomatic ties. Now, next question, question number 15. Explain the traditional notion of security. So this question is from the chapter security in the contemporary world. So this question is asking about traditional notion of the security. So when we are talking about traditional notion of the security, traditional notion specifically is focusing upon the military threat to the state sovereignty. And it is emphasizing on what? It is emphasizing on the defense and the use, very importantly, via the usage of armed forces. Okay, the usage of military, the usage of armaments. So traditional notion of security is focusing on that. It is also assuming external aggression, is that wars by the outside power, as the primary danger. That is why it is prioritizing national survival over the internal or non-military issue like health. So traditional security is focusing on these issues. Now, next question, question number 16. Suggest any two measures to deal with health epidemics as a new threat to security. Again, another question from security in the contemporary world. Now, this question is about the non-traditional security. Okay, so this question is asking about the two measures to deal with the health epidemics. So, investment in healthcare infrastructure. It is very important how to deal with health epidemic. When the government, when the society, when the private player, they are investing in the healthcare infrastructure for the prevention of the disease to be spread. Then international cooperation is very important. And recently we have realized when the coronavirus pandemic happened, at that point of time, we realized that the international cooperation is so much required for vaccine, for medical aid, and for other purposes. So these are the two measures. You can write other reasons also, other relevant reasons also, how to deal with health epidemic as a new threat to security. Now, next question, question number 17. Why is the European Union considered as an effective regional organization? We have to explain two reasons. So this question is about the European Union, why it is considered to be an effective regional organization. So first reason is the economic power or the economic prowess that the European Union enjoys. So it also, because it is very economically, European Union is very strong. So it is influencing global trade via WTO, World Trade Organization. Second one is the political influence. So when we are politically also, European Union is very strong. See, when it comes to the United Nations Security Council, there are 5 permanent members. In those 5 permanent members, 2 of them were belonging to Europe. Although Britain very recently, it exited from the European Union, but still geographically, when we are talking about very close to Europe only. So its political influence with France and Britain in the UNSC enhances diplomatic effectiveness. Again, I'm repeating, although Britain has exited recently from the European Union, but geographically, I'm talking about that. Britain is very close to Europe geographically. That is why the European Union has a very good, very major political influence also. So it is enhancing its diplomatic effectiveness, making it a model regional body for the other regions also. So these are the two reasons which is proving European Union to be an effective regional organization. Now, next question, question number 18. Describe any two objectives which were addressed by the first 5-year plan. So two objective is, this question is asking about the two objectives by the first 5-year plan. So one is the agricultural growth. So very importantly, emphasis in the first 5-year plan was being given on the agricultural growth. And it happened in 1951 to 56. It aimed to boost agricultural growth. Second one, and yes, to ensure food security and reduce and in the reduction of poverty. Second is it also focused on infrastructural development. Although the major focus was on agricultural growth, but it also focused on infrastructural development related to agricultural aspects also, like irrigation, power project, and also supporting industrialization and economic self-reliance. So these are the two objectives which were being addressed by the first 5-year plan. Now, next question, question number 19. Now we are moving forward to the section number C, 4 marker. So we have discussed MCQ based question. We have discussed 2 marker. Now I'll be discussing 4 marker question from this set. State any, question number 19, state any 2 cultural consequences of globalization. So this question specifically is asking about the 2 cultural consequences. So one is the cultural homogenization. When we are talking about cultural homogenization, what do you mean by that? The basically spread of the Western media, fashion brands, when they are getting so popular in other regions. Okay, giving you an example such as the US brands, US food outlets, okay, US businesses, US automobile brands, when they are getting so popular, so that is known as cultural homogenization. Going to other region, impacting the society of other regions also. Another one is, another cultural consequence of globalization is cultural hybridization, mixing of global and the local tradition. Now when we are talking about cultural hybridization, local cultural are existing, they are getting mixed with the global culture. So that is global hybridization. Now next question, question number 24 marker. Now it is a choice based question. I'll be discussing one by one. First, A part, basically question number 20, choice based. A, after the disintegration of Soviet Union, again the question from end of bipolarity, after the disintegration of Soviet Union, Indo-Russia relation are gaining new heights. Support the statement with any 4 examples. So after the disintegration of Soviet Union in 1991, how it helped, okay, or how basically in India-Russia relation rather strengthened after the disintegration of Soviet Union. So what are the 4 reasons, 4 examples? That is strategic partnership in defense and the nuclear technology between both the countries. This is the first example. Second one, trade and energy cooperation is also happening, including oil and gas import. Recently, when the Russia-Ukraine war has been taking place, so at that point of time, since it has started, okay, so what we have observed that we have started importing oil from Russia at a very large scale. Okay, so that is the trade and energy cooperation is also happening. Multilateral cooperation such as BRICS, SCO. Okay, other when we are talking about G20 also, although G20 is constituting of other Western European or the North American countries or the African countries also, but specifically when we are talking about BRICS, SCO, here Russia and India, they are playing very important role. Another very important is military import. Russia has been helping us prior to that, prior to disintegration of Soviet Union. Erstwhile Soviet Union, we were having very good relation with that also. After the disintegration, again, the military import, the military cooperation is happening between both the country at a larger scale. So we have recently imported S-400 missile system. So now this answer is related to the first option number A, basically the choice-based question. Now, when we are talking about B is talking about after the Second World War, Soviet Union was considered a superpower of the world. Support the statement with any 4 arguments. So we have to give the 4 arguments. So that is military strength. So Soviet Union became very strong after the Second World War. It was a bipolar world. One was being led by the communist bloc, was being led by the Soviet Union. The capitalist bloc was being led by the USA. So this question is asking about the Soviet Union specifically. Why it was considered as the superpower of the world? Because of the military strength. So at that point of time, in the arms race, both the USA and the USSR, they were considered equal. So a large nuclear arsenal ensured its global power status. Planned economy, very importantly, state has played very important role in controlling industry, ensuring economic stability of Soviet Union. Then space leadership. Soviet Union has invested too much in space leadership, in space related activities also. That is why we are calling it as the space leader. So USSR was the first to send a human to space. Very famously, Yuri Gagarin in 1961. Global influence, the USSR led the socialist bloc and countered US dominance. So USSR tried to promote communist ideology also in the other countries. So this is related to the B part, the choice based. Now moving forward to the next question, that is question number 21. Explain the role of Mahatma Gandhi ji in reducing communal tension and violence which erupted in some part of the country at the time of partition. So this question is asking about how Gandhi ji played a very important role in diffusing the tensions which took place immediately after the partition. So Gandhiji fasted in Calcutta, present time Kolkata, the capital of West Bengal in present time. So he fasted in Calcutta at that point of time to stop Hindu-Muslim riots which were taking place, and he was trying to promote peace in those regions. He also toured Noakhali. Noakhali is in present time Bangladesh. Okay, so he toured Noakhali, other region. He was trying to calm the communal clashes which were taking place between the members of the two religious communities. So he was doing this by making personal appeals. Very importantly, he was present after independence in Delhi to reassure refugees, and he was also trying to reduce the violence. He also urged leader and people to maintain peace at that point of time. At that volatile situation after independence, he was urging the leaders to maintain peace. He was also urging the leader as well as to the people to maintain peace. So this is how Gandhiji played a very important role to calm the situation after independence. Now, next question, question number 22. Explain any two reasons to impose emergency in 1975. So this question is from the Crisis of Democratic Order. What are the two reasons to impose? Explain any two reasons to impose emergency in 1975. So very important reason is the political instability. Allahabad High Court invalidated Indira Gandhi ji's election. It also sparked the opposition protest, the famous JP movement. Jayaprakash Narayan played a leading role in that movement. That is why we are calling it as JP movement. The famous Gujarat and the Bihar protests which were happening, the student protests which were happening at that point of time. So that was the first reason, that is the political instability. Another important reason was the economic challenges. Food prices were rising, unemployment situation was existing. So this inflation crisis, unemployment, it threatened the governance. Then it justified, given a chance to the ruling government at that point of time in maintaining to basically restore the order. Government had to impose emergency. Okay, although it curbed the democratic right of the people, it curbed the fundamental right of the people. So these are the two challenges or the two reasons, basically majorly the two reasons to impose emergency in 1971. One is related to the political instability. One is related to the economic challenges the country was facing at that point of time. Now, next question, question number 23. Now, this is again choice-based question, A and B. So I'll be discussing one by one. Explain the contribution of any two non-governmental organizations working for the protection of human rights in the world. So the two famous one, which is mentioned in the book also. So I'll be talking about Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch. So Amnesty International, it is again very important, organization which is working at the global level. So it is campaigning globally, exposing abuses which is being done by the government authority, by the other authorities at the global level. It is also pressurizing government. It is non-governmental organization. So you have to pay attention to this. Very importantly, it is non-governmental organization working at the global level, pressurizing government for accountability to the people. Second one is Human Rights Watch. It is also again very important organization. It is investigating violations, advocating policy changes at the global level. So both of these organizations, they are amplifying marginalized voices which are usually never heard of. So these organizations are giving opportunity to such voices, enhancing human rights enforcement worldwide. So this is the answer related to A. Now I'll be talking about this question in the choice base. Explain the contribution of any two international organizations working for human development and international trade. So in this, I'll be talking about two international organizations. One is World Bank, another one is WTO. So when it comes to World Bank is helping, again, the underdeveloped countries, the poor countries, the developing nation. Okay, so it is providing financial aid to the developing countries for the poverty reduction schemes. Okay, so it is also helping such countries in basically infrastructure related project, it is providing funding to such countries. Another organization is WTO, World Trade Organization. It is facilitating global trades by resolving dispute and setting trade norms. So very importantly, when it comes to global trade between the countries, between the regions, WTO play very important role. So most of the countries of this world, they are signatory to the agreement of the WTO. So they have to abide by the rules or the regulation which is being set by the WTO. And usually summits take place, meeting take place in which members of these countries, members of the signatory countries, they go and they discuss issue in the relation of trades. So these are the two organizations, World Bank, WTO, important international organization. They are working for human development and international trade. Now moving forward to the next question. Now I'll be talking about section D. Okay, so this is map based question. Please pay attention to question number 24. So four points are given. 4 questions have been asked. First one, the state where K. Kamraj was chief minister and introduced midday meal scheme for school children. The famous member of the syndicate, the famous Congress leader, okay, senior leader K. Kamraj, he was the chief minister of Tamil Nadu. Okay, present day Tamil Nadu, he was the chief minister of Tamil Nadu. So the correct answer would be B. Tamil Nadu. Now, next one, the state associated with the Karpuri Thakur, who introduced reservation for the backward classes. So Karpuri Thakur ji, very famous leader, he was associated with Bihar. So the correct answer is option number D, Bihar. Third point, the state where V.V. Giri was a renowned labor leader. So when it comes to V.V. Giri belonged to the state of Andhra Pradesh. So the correct answer is alphabet concerned is C. Name of the state is Andhra Pradesh. Final one, fourth one, the state related to Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri. So Lal Bahadur Shastri ji, the famous Prime Minister, who also gave that famous slogan Jai Jawan Jai Kisan. Okay, so he belonged to Uttar Pradesh. So the correct answer for this question is option number A, Uttar Pradesh. So it is for first B, Tamil Nadu, for second statement D, Bihar, for third statement C, Andhra Pradesh, for fourth statement alphabet concerned is A, Uttar Pradesh. Now moving forward to the next question, that is question number 25, which is cartoon based question. So we have to study the cartoon given below and answer the question based on it. So cartoon majorly on the context of China is given. There are 4 questions which are based on this cartoon. So we'll be discussing one by one. First, which one of the following is the valid reason to choose cycle to represent China? So the correct answer, options are given. The correct answer for this question is option number A, that is China is the largest user of cycles in the world. Okay. Second one, what does the dollar in the rear wheel of the cycle depict? If you can pay attention to this rear wheel, dollar sign is being depicted. So what do you mean by it? 4 options are given. The correct answer for this question is option number C, that is the dependence of China on the US economy. Now moving forward to the third question based on this cartoon, which form of economy was popular initially in China? So 4 options are given. The correct answer for this question is option number C, that is socialist. Okay, so it is socialist form of economy that was popular initially in China. So the final question on the basis of this cartoon, which one of the following option is the most appropriate message given by the cartoon? Again, 4 options are given. The correct answer for this question is option number B, that is China has established trade relation with USA. So all the 4 questions have been answered, which is based on this cartoon. Now moving forward to the next question, that is question number 26, which is passage based. So this question is given. This is passage based question of section D, final question of the section D. So this passage is talking about what was the role India played after independence. India did not join any bloc, neither the capitalist nor the communist bloc. India remained neutral. Rather, it was one of the very important founding member of the non-aligned movement. So this passage is talking about that. So one by one, I'll be discussing question based on this passage. Question number 1, Who among the following leader had played a crucial role in the formulation and implementation of India's foreign policy? Four options are given. The correct answer for this question is India's first Prime Minister, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru ji, played a crucial, important role in the formulation as well as in the implementation of the India's foreign policy. So the correct answer for this question is option number A, Jawaharlal Nehru. Question number 2. In which city was the first summit of NAM held in September 1961? So the correct answer for this question is option number B, Belgrade. It was in Belgrade that the first summit of NAM happened in September 1961. Now, moving forward to the third question based on this passage, identify the two blocks from whom India wanted to keep a distance. I've already spoken about it when I was discussing this passage. The correct answer for this question is option number C, USA and the USSR. Okay, India did not join any of these blocks. Capitalist bloc was being led by USA. Communist bloc was being led by USSR or the Soviet Union. India did not join any of the blocks. So the correct answer for this question is option number C. Now, final question based on this passage. Which one of the following country was a supporter of the non-aligned movement? So among the given option, the correct answer for this question is option number D, Egypt, which itself is one of the founding member of non-aligned movement. Okay, India was also founding member of non-aligned movement. Egypt, among a few others, was also the founding member of non-aligned movement. So the correct answer for this question is option number D, Egypt. So section D is over. Now moving forward to the final section, that is the long base question. Okay, section number E. So again, for from 27 to 30, from question number 27 to question number 30, all of them are choice-based question. I'll be discussing all these questions one by one. So question number 27A, choice-based question. Describe any four environmental concerns that have become important for global politics. So this question specifically is asking about four environmental concerns that have become very important in the context of global politics. So I'll be discussing those. See, first is the climate change. Very importantly, climate change has become one of the important concerns. Now, too much emphasis rightly has been given on the climate change when it comes to greenhouse gases, which is causing global warming. For that, Paris Accord has been signed in 2015. Prior to that, also, there were other agreements which has been signed, but Paris Accord famously, which was being signed in 2015, it is addressing that. Another example is, another environmental concern is deforestation. Amazon's loss, very important. It is reducing biodiversity at a global scale. Okay. Global conservation efforts, it is on rise. Third one is the water scarcity. Example is given. Okay. Example of Amazon forest is given. Example of Nile River, I'm also giving you. So Nile River dispute, it is also sparking tensions among the countries. So this is only one example. When it comes to Indian subcontinent, when it comes to other regions, there are so many disputes which is happening between the countries in the context of water sharing. If I can give you the example of India, Pakistan, on the Indus Water Treaty has been signed. So river sharing, when it comes to river water sharing, dispute has been happening. Okay, not only in India, Pakistan, although we have been moving forward with that treaty. So it is in the peaceful manner only we are moving forward with the Indus Water Treaty, but Nile River dispute is given. There are so many other disputes which is happening between the countries. So it needs cooperative solutions. Another important environmental concern which is impacting global politics is the air pollution. Okay, pollution, air pollution. So industrial emissions which is happening at a larger scale, which is impacting the health of the individual of the global society. So for that, Montreal Protocol has been signed in 1987. It is curbing pollutants very importantly. Now, all these concerned in a collective manner, this is demanding collective action. No one country can solve such issue. That is why United Nations, its organization, they are playing a very important role. Okay, United Nations, UNDP, Conference of Party, such Paris Accord, other accord which has been happening regularly. Okay, so that is why collective action is required to deal with such environmental issues as they transcend border, because such environmental issues not only impacting one country, they are impacting the whole global society. That is why it is making environment a key global political issue. Now moving forward to the next question, that is B, describe India's stand on environment issue with the help of four examples. See, now when it comes to India's stand on the environmental issue, India stand on environmental issues based on the CBDR. What is CBDR? That is common but differentiated responsibility, which has been assigned in between basically developed and the developing countries. So India has been working as per that only. And India has been trying to balance that development with sustainability. So we have been ensuring that the development which is happening in our country, the development which is happening in this region, it is not impacting the future generation. Okay. Basically, what do you mean by that? That our current government, previous government, they have been focusing on, they are coming up with the schemes, okay, which is ensuring, which is basically promoting renewable energy. India has been the signatory to the Paris Agreement, climate action. Okay. India has been promoting the renewable energy promotion initiatives such as ISA, International Solar Alliance, which basically India was the initiator along with France. Okay. National Solar Mission is also promoting clean energy. Now, legislative measures were also being adopted by India, such as Environmental Protection Act, which was being signed in 1986, Air Act 1981, Water Act 1974, which is regulating pollution. Very importantly, India has been working in all these aspects, in all these areas, which is promoting clean energy. Afforestation and conservation. India is promoting this also. Projects such as Project Tiger, Project Elephant, which is protecting forest and wildlife. Very importantly, programs such as Green India Mission, which is also being promoted in this country. So this is how India is also playing a very important role at the global level. Now moving forward to the next question, that is question number 28. Despite common but differentiated responsibilities, the environmental problems are increasing day by day, challenging human existence. Analyze any 4 reasons responsible for this situation. So in the previous question also I've talked about common but differentiated responsibility. Even then, environmental problems are rising only. Okay. Environmental concerns basically are challenging the whole global society. So this question is asking about analyze any 4 reasons responsible for this situation in spite of common but differentiated responsibility. See, first is the industrialization process. Okay. So industrialization process first begin in the European economy, Western European economy, North American economy. Now in the so-called third world, it is also being done. So rapid growth of industries leads to the, basically when we are talking about the industrialization process, it is happening in the developing countries. Now it is happening in the underdeveloped poor countries. Okay. So rapid growth of industries, it is also leading to pollution and excessive use of natural resources. Okay. What is the second reason? That is the deforestation. Large scale of clearing of forest has been done. Okay. For agriculture related process purposes, for urbanization related requirement, for sometimes big private player have been asking the government to do it. Okay. So this is because deforestation has been happening at a larger scale. It is impacting the climate of the global world. Third one is the overpopulation. Rising population again has become a major challenge in front of the global society. So rising population is also increasing demand for what? Demand for basic necessities such as water, energy, food. It is also leading to the resource depletion. Last one is the carbon emission. Fossil fuel based economies also contributing to the global warming, and because of that, extreme weather pattern have been observed at the global level. Okay. So these are the 4 reasons responsible for the situation, basically, which has been asked in the question, which is basically posing a threat to the global society. Now, next one, B, assess the India's role. Now, again, this question is asking about India's role in protecting the global environment on the basis of any 4 steps taken by it. The previous question is also similar to this only. So I'm moving forward with that. See, now Solar Alliance. As I've discussed in the previous question, India very importantly co-founded International Solar Alliance for solar energy. India has been promoting the usage of renewable energy for the past few years at a rapid scale. So with France, India co-founded ISA 215, and the headquarter of ISA is also located in India only. In the Delhi NCR region, it is located. Afforestation program, projects such as Green India Mission to expand forest cover. Again, India is playing important role in that. Banning single-use plastic. India took a very important step to reduce plastic pollution, basically by banning single use of plastic. And India is also promoting recycling. Leadership in international agreement. So this is again very important. India has been one of the leading nation when it comes to this climate related talk at the conference of party. Uh, Basically, giving you an example of Paris Climate Agreement, Montreal Protocol. Prior to that, also many agreements have been signed. So India has been playing a key role in such summits. So this is where India has been playing an important role in at the global level when we are talking about how to deal with the climate, how to deal with the challenges post post to the climate at the global level. This is how India is playing a very important role. Now moving forward to the next question, that is question number 29. Two more questions are remaining. Question number 29. Describe any four new trends of Indian politics that can be noticed during the decades of the 1990s. So question from the recent development in Indian politics, very important question. So what are the four new trends in Indian politics which has been observed specifically in the 90s era? First is the rise of coalition politics. So after the downfall of Congress party, okay, so what we have observed that the single decline of the single party dominance, it led to the coalition governments becoming a norm at the national level involving alliances among multiple parties. Okay, so in 1990s, in 2000, specifically till 2014, okay, coalition governments were there. After 2014, what has happened? BJP on its own could have formed the government. Even then, NDA came to power, but BJP won absolute majority. If it would have wanted, it would have formed the government on its own in 2014 also, in 2019 also. But specifically in this year, when we are talking about 2025, election took place at the general level. Okay, BJP couldn't form the government, although BJP is there at the center, but BJP on its own was not being able to secure absolute majority. So in the present time also, there is a coalition government in India. Okay, although BJP is very strong, it won more than 240 seats in the Lok Sabha, but this is the rise of coalition politics which has happened after 1990s. Okay, so next one is the emergence of regional parties. So regional parties became very important, such as Samajwadi Party, Telugu Desam Party. So many other parties are there at the regional level in Uttar Pradesh, in Bihar, okay, in southern India, in western part of India, in northeastern part of India. Very importantly, there are ample party who became very important, okay, and they are playing important role at the national level politics also, not only at the regional level but at the national level also. Now, economic liberalization. Very importantly, the 1991 LPG reform under the leadership of PV Narasimha Rao, who was the prime minister at that point of time, and at that point of time, finance minister was Dr. Manmohan Singh. Okay, so Dr. Manmohan Singh ji played again, along with PV Narasimha Rao, transformed the India's economy. They emphasized on privatization, globalization, and liberalization. So this was again important trend in Indian politics during the 1990s. The fourth one is the identity politics. So when we are talking about the implementation of basically implementation of the recommendation of the Mandal Commission. Okay, so identity politics became very important. The caste-based politics, later on the religious-based politics also, Ayodhya issue was there. Okay, prior to that, it also made BJP as a very strong party. Okay, so regional identities became very important. It also shaped electoral strategy and policy making. So these are the four new trends in Indian politics during the 1990s. So second, very similar question only. Second question is, describe any four development after 1989, basically the coalition era, which has started, okay, after the downfall of the Congress as the major dominant party. See, from 1947 till here, Congress was the major dominant party. But after this, there was a downfall. So second question is asking, describe any four development after 1989 that had a long-lasting impact on Indian politics. Very similar to the first question, A part. So first is the coalition government. I've already explained. No single party majority, which is basically leading to the coalition rule, specifically till 2014. Then Mandal Commission implementation, very importantly, it increased OBC reservation, 27% reservation in the educational. Okay. So in the governmental job, in the educational institution, 27% reservation has been given to the people who are belonging to the OBC caste. So that is Mandal Commission implementation. It has also changed the politics of the country, specifically in the 1990s. Then identity politics, which I discussed in the previous question also. So it increased focus on caste-based, religious, regional identity. It also shaped electoral strategy and policy making. In the similar manner, the 1991 reform, LPG reform, under the leadership of PV Narasimha Rao and Manmohan Singh ji, it shift from state control economy to the market driven economy. Okay. So now from the state driven controlled economy, India became a market driven economy. So final question, that is question number 30 of this set. Again, choice based. A, describe the secessionist movement in Mizoram and its consequences. So this question is from regional aspiration chapter. So this question is asking about secessionist movement in Mizoram and its consequences. See, so when it comes to Mizoram, very importantly, MNF, Mizo National Front, it demanded independence for Mizoram. Why? Because it was dissatisfied with the Indian government at that point of time in the 1960s era. So this led to insurgency and political unrest, specifically during the 1960s and later on, few more years. Okay. So what were the consequences of that? Basically, when we are talking about the secessionist movement in Mizoram, what were the consequences? Mizoram Peace Accord, very importantly, very rightly, during 1986, the Indian government and MNF, Mizo National Front, it signed an agreement to end the conflict. This conflict, which were taking place between central government and the MNF at the regional level. Now, grant of statehood, very importantly, in 1987, Mizoram was being given statehood and special autonomy provisions were also being given to Mizoram. Now, integration of the rebel. This is again very important point, that the former insurgents and the MNF leaders who were involved in 1960s era in the insurgency, now including Lal Denga, who was the most important leader of MNF. Now they were integrated into the political sphere and social mainstream. Okay, so they have agreed to that. Last point is peace and development. Now this resolution also ensured peace and became a model for addressing regional conflict in India. So this model, like this agreement between the central government and the Mizo National Front or the other rebel groups, it became a model for the other regions also, how to solve such issues. Now, next question, which is the final one, that is describe any three advantage of the regional movement and the aspiration. So I'll be talking about that. So what are the advantages of the regional movement and aspiration? First is strengthening of democracy. Democracy gets strengthened because regional voices are being heard. And we have been working in that manner only. That is why India's democracy is so intact and so strong. Since 1947, so many governments came, but all the government realized regional aspiration. All the government basically respected regional voices. So regional movement also providing representation to the diverse, because India is such a multi-diverse country. So we have been respecting, the government at the central level have been respecting such diverse group, such regional representation, such regional communities. So it is ensuring that local voices are heard and including in governance. Second point is promoting federalism. Very important. So when it comes to these regional aspirations, these regional movements, it is reinforcing the federal structure, the strong federal structure which is there in India, by demanding autonomy or special provision, which is rightly also being given to certain region. Okay. It is leading to better balance between the center and the state. So there is a cordial relation which is there in this between the central and the state government. Issues are there, but in a cordial manner, it is being resolved. The final point is the resolving of local issue. Regional aspiration is about what? It is about local issues only. So local representation is going to the central government in resolving the local issue. So regional aspiration is highlighting the specific developmental and the cultural needs, which is region wise. Okay. So regional movement and the aspiration, it is ensuring that they are addressed. These local issues are being addressed and they are effectively through the policy, and they are addressed effectively through the policy and the reforms. So this is the answer to the final questions. So in today's session, we have we have discussed the set C of the Delhi NCR region, so of the political science paper. So I have completely analyzed the political science paper. Thank you all.